True success or failure in life is not apparent until one reaches one's 40s or 50s. Do not despair or grow impatient over transient phenomena. Life is long. I fucked up and lost all those opportunities. Now I live my life in such a way that I'll get these 7 years of life back in the future. Push through should become the new norm. Yo guys, namaskaram. So today I wanted to talk about certain things which I think might be relevant for all of us, right? So lately I woke up with an agitated mind thinking I had wasted my life. It's one of those days when you compare yourself to others and feel behind. A lot of my friends are just building their lives, and at the time I want to live a life like them. Probing deeper, I found the pattern hidden deep within my mind. It's something that I've picked up from the people or society around me. The problem with society is that initially they expect you to fit in, and later, when you get old, these same people talk about why you haven't grown and taken risks. There comes a time in our lives when we become 30, wherein most of us just crystallizes our personality, right? We are in a prison of our own making, thinking that whatever we think, it's right. Society is a complex web of realities, but it's very smart. As for most of us, it's successful in instilling fears in us. We are always caged because the need for survival is very high in our lives. Our prison is determined by the type of people we surround ourselves with. Since we are Indians, I'm sure a lot of you might be able to relate to this script. Go to school, get good marks, top your 10th, life would be sorted. Top your 12th. Oh, nothing is greater than this. Crack JEE, NEET, and then you never need to worry. Become a government officer. Everything is then fixed forever. I understand where they come from because it's all linked to this collectivist thinking. If you don't have good accolades, you won't get a suitable partner to marry in life and have kids with. All our lifestyles, habits, and personalities are just framed around survival. Initially, when a complete fresher goes out into the job market, the salaries that we start are roughly somewhere between the range of 5 to 10,000 a month. That is roughly 60 to $120. Whereas these managers and big CEOs have salaries which are just increasing every year. Forget about other problems. These professionals realize that later on, as our income goes up, we are taxed more and more. This taxed money is then only given to politicians for their lavish lifestyles. So, the fundamental script that we are trying to come at is go to school, get a job, build someone else's dream in your life, give your hard earned money to crooked people, save up enough, and then retire to enjoy the hard fruits of your labor. We all know how this will turn out to be. No one cares about old people. Society doesn't want new thinking and ideas. That's why they punish you and curb you to just think outside the box. Everyone sells us lies from the moment we are born. Parents punish their children for not obeying them. Teachers punish children for not memorizing textbooks and fitting in, only to instill fear among them. You might have noted that your problem binds you to your current situations. Sometimes these problems are not even yours in the first place to begin with. Society cleverly helps you in taking responsibilities that eventually makes you a slave to the system. One of my friends made a very stark comment currently living outside, saying that if I had been in India, I would just be surviving. Right now, I'm living my life. I truly understand the importance of this statement now. A lot of us feel trapped in our day to day life. A lot of men live lives of quiet desperation, being bullied at work just to earn money for their wives and children. Later, when they want some peace in life, their wife bullies them because, in the first place, they marry out of obligation and not taking into consideration their true personalities. Day in, day out, we live this kind of life only to later fall ill with a hefty medical bill because of the stress that we have been accumulating in our day to day lives unconsciously. What's the solution to all of this? Where can we find hope amidst so much chaos in life? I would like to start with this quote, or let's say an excerpt from a book of my mentor, Daisaku Ikeda. The name of the book is Discussions on Youth, Volume 1, wherein there's this small essay wherein he says that nothing is irredeemable in youth. Rather, the worst mistake you can make when young is to give up and not challenge yourself for the fear of failures. The past is the past and the future is the future. Keep moving forward with a steady eye on the future, telling yourselves, I'll start from today. I'll start fresh from now, from this moment. True success or failure in life is not apparent until one reaches one's 40s or 50s. My experience after nearly 70 years of life has taught me how to clearly recognize the human patterns that determine victory and defeat. Do not despair or grow impatient over transient phenomena. Life is long. Even if you have problems, even if you have done things you regret or have made mistakes, your whole future still lies ahead of you. Don't become spiritless people who fret or plunge into despair over every little thing. Many of history's most famous people seemed far from outstanding in their youth. Winston Churchill was always known for failing at school. Mahatma Gandhi wasn't a remarkable student either. He was a shy, timid, and a poor speaker. Albert Einstein also was a mediocre student, but luckily he excelled in math. And Wilhelm, the discoverer of X rays, was expelled from his polytechnic school when classmates falsely accused him of causing an accident. So, what did these young men have in common? Their refusal to give up on themselves, and I unquote. So, the essence of life lies in the fact of not giving up on your present self and moving forward despite regrets and failures. Push through should become the new norm. I had recently read a perspective wherein a youth of 27 was deeply troubled by the fact that he had wasted his life over the past 7 years, and every day he used to curse himself in unimaginable ways. The first thing to realize in this situation was it's okay. I fucked up and lost all those opportunities. Now I'll live my life in such a way that I'll get these 7 years of life back in the future. I will live my life so healthily that I'll work till 70 or 80 and get my happiness back. If we go into that pattern of cursing ourselves, we are only shortening our lifespan by adding more regrets to it. Life is a gift that needs to be cherished like a fine wine. Sip every moment like a fine wine and don't take stress because you're unable to fulfill other people's dreams. Your employer has hired you seeing some capability in you to fulfill his great dreams and ambitions. Why don't you start trusting yourself in a similar capacity and see what's the next best step that you can take in life? In Nichiren Buddhism, which we refer to as the Buddhism of the true cause, the essence lies in the spirit to start from the present moment. This is the heart of chanting Nam-myoho Renge Kyo. So it's a Buddhist law that we chant to bring forth our innate potential. So you can just type more on YouTube about Nichiren Buddhism if that interests you. But the core fundamental thesis of our practice is just being rooted in the present moment and seeing, okay, how can I advance for my future rather than cursing yourself in the past and seeing things from a perspective wherein you just demean yourself. Anyhow, this is a small video which I wanted to do. Let me know what you feel about it. And until then, this is Debashish Pindra from Debu Ki Dastak signing off. Cheers!